All right, we're here at Lozano Gabriela's property in Grayson, Georgia, about to do a repair test. Right now, I'm looking at the front facet of the property here. Wind damage shingles on this one, so we'll be testing for viability of repair. Now, I've identified a wind damage shingle to use for the repair test here. And I've marked out an area of repair, including all the shingles that may be affected as a result of the repair test. So I'm gonna give you a brief overview of them so you can see their conditions prior to us getting started with the repair test here. All right. I'll be using a hammer, roof snake, and a 45-degree angle tool to do this repair test. I'm gonna try this nifty little 45-degree angle tool just so we can keep an eye on lift angle as we go through it. Towards the end of the repair test, I'll document if any damages occur, take close-up photos, and we'll send it off to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my camera up and we'll get started. I want to make sure we're seeing everything properly here. All right, I'm gonna start unsealing. Just the wind damage shingle here. Gonna start removing the nails. All right, we got some tearing here on the edge here and trying to remove this nail. Any tearing in that area will cause a hazard, increasing the size of the area of the hole here around the nail, which can allow wind-driven rain to find purchase underneath and cause damage to the home. Also seeing signs of mat transfer here as well. Mat transfer, of course, causes another hazard because now any new shingle that's placed will not be able to reseal correctly, causing a possibility for wind to kind of blow that shingle up and for any wind-driven rain to find access to the roof underneath, potentially causing damage. All right, so we're halfway through the repair test here. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the shingle, nail it down using the roof snake, and then we'll see the final results. I'm gonna set this as a guiding line. One second. Keeping that right there as a guiding line to my lifts. Okay. We finalized the repair test here, so I'm gonna go over everything and mark what I'm seeing. First things first, I'm gonna just redraw some of this so we know what we're looking at. This was the wind damage shingle in question. This is shingle number 6, shingle number 8. Just redrawing the general area of repair here. Okay. All right. So now, underneath shingle number 8 here, you have that tearing. You can see right there where the nail is, how it tore up around it from trying to remove it. So I'm gonna mark this off. And once again, once you have any kind of tearing or hole around that area, that's a hazard that wind-driven rain can get in underneath to cause damage to the roof and to the property here, which means that any kind of damage like that is eliminating the shingle's ability to do what it's supposed to do, which is shed water. That coupled with here, as you can see here, signs of mat transfer here. You can see where that piece is coming up off the top here, right there. That's further indication, because now they're working in tandem. You have that mat transfer there. You try to put a new shingle in here and then think that this is going to reseal properly. It's not. Good about a wind can get up under here, lift this up. Wind-driven rain can find purchase underneath here, because now there's an area where the shingle has not sealed itself properly, which means wind-driven rain can find its way underneath there. And so now when it's underneath there and you have this damage here from the removal of the nail here, that's just two hazards working together to potentially cause damage to the roof here. Some more signs of mat transfer here, and more signs of mat transfer there. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this underneath here. I'm gonna mark this as well. You can see where the piece of that shingle is, the top shingle has come off. That's a clear indication that there's probably exposed fibers there as well. A good chunk of that shingle has come off and presented itself there. Here as well, where because of how we had to unseal the nail, you can see where there's space around here because that hole is damaged from removal of the nail. It is now bigger, which now causes more of a hazard where potential wind-driven rain can get in underneath, as opposed to something like this where you see it's a lot different. A lot less space, sealed properly and correctly with that nail re-put there. This here, you can see where there's that space, allowing the possibility for wind-driven rain to come in and cause damage. Totally different from this as well. All right, so I'm going to take close-up photos of my findings, and I'm going to set it off to you.